Hello. Today we are making homemade bagels. I have a very exciting announcement. You guys know how hype I get when we have a sponsor for a video, especially one that I am so beyond fatal for. You guys know who I'm talking about. Let me hear it. Honey! Thank you so much to Honey for sponsoring this video. I have never been so excited to work with a company that is not only so chill and nice and everybody there is the coolest person, but also they do some really awesome stuff and they're in the business of helping people, which I am a huge fan of. Honey knows that we all shop online, and Honey also knows that every single time we see that promo code box that we can't fill out, a little part of our heart breaks because we know, oh, I know there's money I could be saving, but that's not gonna happen today. Here they come diving in to help us out. For those of you who don't know, which I can't imagine that you wouldn't, but just in case, Honey is the free browser extension that scours the whole internet. I don't know how they do it. It happens very quickly for the best promo codes for the things that you are buying at 12 a.m. every single night. Unless that's just me, but I don't think it is. They support over 30,000 stores online. So many. You'll be getting savings, of course. You're on your favorite site. You guys know mine is House of Lashes. Honey always finds the best coupons for them, just like any of the sites that they support. You're oh no, my cart is a little more than I would like it to be. And then Honey says, Mama, calm down. And you just press, it just pops down, you press apply coupons, you just wait a couple of seconds, Honey scours the whole internet, gets promo codes for the things that you are buying. Bingo, bango, who's saving money? I personally saved about 10%, like I think 10% exactly, if that's the right number. I had a $108 order, don't judge me, I love a lash. It's that little jolt that says, hey, I saved money that I wasn't about to. Honey just wants to help you out, and I do too. It takes 2 clicks to install when you use my code. Use joinhoney.com/Irene, click. You guys, it is free to install, it takes seconds. And by doing it, you're supporting yourself and me if you want. I don't know, that'd be nice. If you want me to keep making videos like this, save yourself some stress instead of looking at that little promo code field and not knowing how to fill it out. You guys, get Honey for free at joinhoney.com/Irene. Joinhoney.com/Irene. Thank you. Thank you guys so much for downloading it, for using my code, for saving yourselves money, and thank you so much to Honey for sponsoring this. I love you guys so much. I'm so honored to get to work with you, and I just want you guys to save all the money, so make sure you go do that. Bye! Wait, no, watch the video also. If you could watch, that'd be great. Hi, okay, so we are starting our little homemade bagel journey. We are going not to use our stand mixer today. So if anybody has been a little trepidatious about trying any of these recipes because you don't have a stand mixer, I do always let you know, like, you can do it without it. I do it with it because I have it. It does make it a little easier for me. But today we're just gonna be doing a little mix by hand kind of vibe. So we have about 90-degree water here, and I've got about 1.5 cups of it. What we're gonna do is we're gonna bloom our yeast to make sure it is still alive, it is doing its job. We're going to cut this guy. We need about 1 tablespoon of this and about 1.5 tablespoons of plain white sugar. Now the reason we use the white sugar when we're using yeast is so that that yeast has something to eat. It's got a little snack. That way it's going to work. It's gonna start creating all of those wonderful gases that yeast does, which is what makes it all rise. Just gonna stir this up so that dissolves a little bit. And that is mostly dissolved. Now we need 1 tablespoon of our yeast. I'm using instant yeast today. You could use active dry if you wanted. Instant just sort of goes a little bit faster, as you could imagine by the namesake. I'm gonna add, this wasn't exactly 1 tablespoon, so I'm gonna add this. I'm gonna add just a touch more. Nope. Cool. Close this up, put it back in the fridge. There's a chance that if I don't use that one that I opened, it might not, you know, be good next time, but that's again why we bloom our yeast, to make sure that it's all ready to go. So we've mixed that up, we've gotten that all incorporated. Now we're gonna wait about 10 minutes to make sure that that blooms together. In that time, all we're gonna be doing is getting our dry ingredients together, which are super simple. It's just some flour, basically. I'm gonna add a little salt in there for flavor. We're gonna pour about 3.5 cups of flour into this big old bowl. And that's what we'll pour our wet mixture into after as well. And again, we're using the, maybe I should do this in a way that doesn't suck for everybody. Wouldn't that be a thought? So we're doing our spoon and level method that we always do. So we spoon our flour into the measuring cup. That way we're not shoving it in there and compacting it like crazy town. That's 1 cup. Here's a little trick that I do. When I am measuring stuff out a lot, like my brain just starts counting for some reason. So I'm like 1, 2, 3, and then I lose track of what the actual number of cups I've put into my bowl is. So the way that I count now is I'll go, this is my 3rd cup that I'm filling up. So I'll just go 3, 3, 3, 3. And maybe that's confusing. Maybe that's just my weird brain telling me that I need to count something. So if yours does that, maybe you can do that. So I know this is my 3rd cup. Now I just need about 1/2 cup as well. I can already see my yeast is starting to puff up, which is great. 3.5 cups, killer. Since I have some time and since we are going to be kneading this dough by hand a lot, I'm gonna really clean my work surface just because the last thing I want is for there to be like a grain of rogue rice or like some seaweed. I guess I had sushi recently. So I'm just gonna wipe this down super, super well while our yeast is getting together and, oh, a little salt for flavor. There you go, maybe a teaspoon. Just mix that up a little bit. Perfect. Oh, I forgot to say, I am getting this base recipe from Joshua Weissman. You guys know I love his stuff and I am very excited to be making this one because I've been craving bagels. So, thanks Josh. Normally, you guys know I love to do stuff by hand and like from scratch, but I already have the everything but the bagel seasoning from Trader Joe's, which I love so much. So I'm gonna use this because that's what I'm gonna do. Yeasty boy is looking real nice. Look at that. You guys know that I used to work at a bagel truck. That was an interesting time. It was an interesting place to work. Really, I've always loved bagels, but I ate a lot of bagels when I was there, which was great. Now that our yeast is doing good, I think we are ready to mix it into our bowl. We're just gonna mix this with our hands. You guys saw I washed my hands nice and cleany weeny. Let's just give that another quick stir to make sure everything is incorporated and scooped up from the bottom. And you know what, actually, let me get a better angle on here, eh? Scoop out all of that yeasty goodness. That is not what my gynecologist would say, but that would be funny. Now we're going to mix this just with our hands. That feels so crazy. Okay, so we've gotten to this nice shaggy ball consistency. And what we're gonna do is just dump her out onto our clean work surface that we just cleaned. Scrape your fingers off. There is so much in the bowl that I wanna get out, so I'm just gonna scoop that out so we're not missing out on any bagel goodness. And now we knead for 10 minutes. This is my first indicator that I started doing something wrong in this bagel video. My kneading process looks nothing like Joshua Weissman's. My dough is much stickier. I try to add a little more flour to it. I try to knead it longer. I tried to knead it less. It just wasn't working the way I was wanting it to. So I started to get a little discouraged. I kept going though, so there's a lesson somewhere probably. Okay, so it's been a long 10 minutes. I am sweating quite a bit. I think we've got our dough as elastic as it's gonna be. We're gonna oil our bowl. I'm just using that same bowl that I had my dry ingredients in, and I'm going to tuck this under, and then plop it in. I do not know if this is gonna work out, so we'll see. And we're gonna cover this with a damp towel. I'm gonna wash my hands and not look like this anymore. I'll see you in a second. Okay, so we are going to let that rest for about an hour and let it proof up, get nice and big and puffy. I'm gonna run to the store and get some stuff that I need, unimportant, and I'll see you guys back here in an hour when we check the proof. Okay, we're back. It was a very stressful trip to the grocery store and my mask rubbed off all my makeup, so if my foundation on my nose looks weird, keep it to yourself. Let's check our dough. Ooh, okay, cool. She has risen beautifully. We're just gonna throw some parchment paper on here. Oh, if this is exactly the right amount, everything will be fine. So, So what I'm doing here is dividing my bagel dough into 8 equal parts, and I'm trying to roll it in on itself, but it is too greasy and just wrong all in general to do that properly, but I'm still trying, and I'm placing these onto a parchment lined baking sheet so that they can set up again just for a couple minutes, and I'm going to cover them with that same damp cloth. We have our water starting to boil. We're gonna turn our oven on. We're gonna preheat her to 425 degrees while our little baby bagels are chilling right there so that they can sort of re-proof again just for a minute, just so that all that gluten could re-rest. And we're gonna place them onto an oiled baking sheet, and then we're going to top them with egg wash, which is just egg and water, and then put our everything but the bagel seasoning on. Our bagels are gonna go in the oven for about 20 minutes. There's a couple different ways you can put a hole in a bagel. One of them is the method we're gonna be doing today, which is just the pinch and separate method. The others would be like how like real like bagel bosses make it, which is like they have the rope of dough, and then they put it together and they like make it connect. It's very cool. That's the more traditional way. I wanna do kind of an easier way since this is my first time really making bagels and without too much craziness so that it's not this like super intimidating recipe because I don't wanna deal with that either. Okay, so I am starting to pinch and roll my little bagels, and I'm realizing again at this point that it's not going great. But I bring them over to my boiling water anyway. I throw those in for about a minute on each side, as per Joshua Weissman's instructions. Obviously make some silly faces. Don't forget to dance at certain points in this video. Whenever you see me talking to the camera here, it's me talking about how bad this is all going. So once you pull those out and put them onto a greased pan, you're going to cover them in the egg wash and the everything bagel seasoning. Then put them in the oven. So we just put our bagels in the oven. As always, we are going to change their positions and flip halfway through, which will be at about 10 minutes, and I'll show you guys that right now. Sorry, I forgot to show you the flip. Whoops. I'm gonna tell you something. I don't think these are gonna turn out very well. I think I let the dough overproof, so I think that was my fault. But you know, it's all about figuring things out. I'm trying to hide the fact that I am livid, so I'll see you in a second. Okay, so the lighting's bad and I hate my bagels, but we're gonna give it a shot anyway. I think they definitely were overproofed, which is not great. That's why they did not rise properly. They should be like that big and they're not. Let's just give her a quick cut if we can. I did, however, make some fresh strawberry cream cheese, which I'm very excited about. To make this strawberry cream cheese, I just chopped up like 6 or 7 or I don't even know how many that is, just some strawberries, chopped them into tiny little cubes and put them on a paper towel to get some of the extra moisture off. I added some confectioner sugar to the cream cheese, gave it all a good mix, and then just stored it in an airtight container in the refrigerator. It was super good. Well, maybe they're not horrible. They look like bagel thins. Okay, we're gonna try just a little bit of regular cream cheese on the top part. See, that's the thing, is like the crumb isn't bad. It bounces back. Maybe I just didn't have enough dough. Here's what's tricky about this. It's a bagel and cream cheese, so like, how bad can it really be, you know? So, yeah, like this is the bottom. So it bounces back. Maybe I didn't. Maybe they're just too thin. Maybe I didn't make them fat enough. I think they're good. You know what? I like them. I like that you're convincing yourself. I sure am. Wow. Is it good? Mm-hmm. Really? I don't know why it doesn't taste like a bagel. Okay. The verdict is in. We love the bagels. And they're definitely bagels, and I definitely like them. So thank you, Joshua Weissman, for the recipe that I messed up. Thank you so much to Honey for sponsoring this video. Make sure that you guys use my little code. Save yourself some money, add to that $4,500. Make sure that you check out my Patreon and like and comment and subscribe, turn on the notification bell, and I will see you guys next week. Bye. I've had a minute to ruminate and be mad, which I am, at these bagels. And I know part of it's my fault. I know that I picked a recipe that was like quicker and easier than like doing the whole thing because I didn't have the proper ingredients to do it, like malt and Vital Wheat gluten and stuff. But I just watched Binging with Babish's video about making bagels with Dan Souza, who's also a genius in the kitchen, and I gotta give it a second shot. I'm 100% going to. I'm very disappointed with the way that I did everything. But that just means that we have an opportunity for a better bagel next time. So let me know in the comments below if you want to see that. I'll see you there.